Hey everyone! So I'm finally able to jump on. It's been a crazy day. I'm actually going to take my sweatshirt off because the look that I have picked for today isn't going to really look great with a bright pink sweatshirt. I went out and we were investigating the floodwaters for a little while, and so I wore my bright pink sweatshirt in hopes that if I fell off the boat, that they'd be able to find me. That is a true statement. While I'm getting everything set up and shared here, I'm going to go in with my Glorious Touch Face Primer, pea size, and put it all over my face. I love the face primer, and I'll tell you guys, before I started with Younique, I never used a face primer. I always just put my foundation on my bare skin, and it's so crazy how once you develop a good skincare routine, how much different your makeup looks, feels, goes on, not to mention how much better your skin is. Okay, so folks, like I said, I was on a boat, so this is boat hair, don't care, okay? So again, Glorious Touch Face Primer, just put that on. I'm gonna let that acclimate for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go in here and share the live video. If you are jumping on, please share, like, comment, say hey, invite your friends. I'm gonna go in here and send this message to a few people really fast while we're getting set up here. What are you guys up to this weekend? Anything exciting? I know I'm just hanging out. We are in Ashland, so we are actually kind of dealing with some of the floodwaters that have been hitting and what have you. So we are just dealing with all of that dynamic of things. We are safe where we are at with our house. Oh my gosh, close. So our house is safe. So we are blessed because there are so many people. Hey, Amanda. Hey, lady. So we are blessed because there are a lot of people around us in a lot of the communities, a lot of the lakefront communities that are being completely displaced. Not to mention their belongings. Everything is being literally washed away. It is extremely disheartening to see that kind of stuff. My husband and I both work together at the same location, and it is completely underwater. We were able to kind of see it firsthand today, and it's the hardest feeling to describe. It's the feeling of being unsettled. It's the feeling of being just useless. You can't help. There's nothing you can do. There's no form of damage control that would even begin to touch the surface. The amount of preparation that we did, we just look at it now and it's like it wasn't enough, but there was nothing left we could do. So that's kind of where we're at today. So I wanted to take a minute to jump on here, do my Sassy Saturday like I would any other Saturday, because I love makeup. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. It gives me that sense of confidence. It does brighten my mood. So come join me today and we're going to do a little fun makeup. I did a quiz earlier to see, or a poll to see which lipstick you all would like to see me try. My collection is not enough, just so you know. I did a poll earlier if you guys wanted to see Stoic. Stoic, is that how you pronounce it, Amanda? I like this shade. And then Sizzling, and I absolutely am obsessed with both of these, but Stoic was the winner. So we're gonna go in with this shade today. I'll bust this baby out again because pretty soon, my Nebraska ladies, it'll be Husker season. Correct. Husker football season. I literally just put my makeup on 30 minutes ago. Clearly adulting hard today. Amanda, the level of adulting is low today. It is really low. It is what it is. Hey, Michelle, how is my kid? How's he doing at your house? He might as well move in. I mean, I can pack up all of his clothes and bring them to you if you'd like. So today, we already got the Glorious Touch Face Primer on. I let it sit on for about 5 minutes so it can fill in my lines, my pores, and acclimate to my skin. I'm going to go in now with my Liquid Touch foundation. I'm a shade Velour. I could probably have gone down a lighter shade, but I just used Self Tanner instead. Then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I am going to go in and I'm actually going to apply this on... I just take little drops and I just put them on my face. This is the application that I prefer. There are multiple different ways that I have seen other consultants, other customers put on their foundation. This is just personally the application I prefer. To me, it gives me the best coverage without being cakey. I'm gonna have to pull some. My bottle's getting really low, so I need to soak up another one. And I just kind of rub it all over my face. Not really anything fancy. You guys know me. I have to pull my bangs back. I can't. And actually my headband is not here right now, so we're gonna go $19.99 and we're gonna push our hair back with sunglasses because that's how really cool kids do it. Okay. Again, I'm just kind of putting a little bit all over my face. I am gonna go in now with my blending bud and my Boho setting spray. I dampen my blending bud. You never want to use a dry blending bud because it'll absorb all your products, so just dampen it a little bit. I'm just gonna go in and I just kind of lightly give myself a facial massage and just blend all that foundation in a stippling fashion into my face. This is really awesome in the morning because it's really a nice way to wake up. Just giving yourself a nice little facial massage. You're like, oh, this is so relaxing. Wouldn't this be so fantastic if it was on my neck? Instead, it's on my face. So again, I'm just stippling it in all over my face. The Liquid Touch foundation and the Boho setting spray and the Glorious Touch face primer plus our concealer is on special this month. So if you're interested in getting a great deal, drop a comment below and just say match me and we'll get you color matched and we can get your bundle ordered. Okay. So I've got that all blended in. I do personally I love that this is a medium coverage. I should start by saying this. It goes on cream, dries matte. It is a medium coverage. It is buildable. So what I like to do is I like to go back in with just a little bit more and build up my cheek area. No, it's Saturday. It is never too early for a drink. I don't know what you're talking about, Amanda. We're adults. We get to do whatever we want. Okay? All right, I'm going to go back in and re-wet in my blending bud because I want it to still be wet. And I'm going to go in and just do that dabbing fashion again in the areas that I just added. Today we're doing our Sassy Saturday, so if you're jumping on, do the hashtag Sassy Saturday. These are going to be a look that you would use for maybe like a night out on the town, going out with the gals, maybe just like a fun evening. That's what Sassy Saturday is all about. Picture or looks that we wouldn't normally probably get to do if we didn't. Okay, folks, so I'm feeling very dark circled in my under eye. So I'm actually going to go in with my concealer. I will be the first to tell you I don't use my concealer all the time. I personally, hey, Rihanna. I don't use it all the time, but since I am a liquid shade velour, I go down 2 or 3 shades, and I actually use Scarlet because I want my eyes to really be brightened up. So I'm actually going to use just like a very pin size. I like to put it in with my fingers and just kind of dab it into place. just like so. And you want to put it in that V section because you don't want it to be a straight circle around your eye. You want it to be brighten up that whole area. I'm actually going to drop a little bit down here at my chin also. What's everybody up to this Saturday? Hopefully you're doing something fun and exciting, because I'm not. Well, not now, I guess I shouldn't say I was. I was on a boat looking at some floodwaters, which was sad and scary in like so many different ways. Okay, so I'm actually going in. You saw how I was kind of doing a little bit rougher with my actual foundation. I'm not going to necessarily do that with my concealer. I just want my concealer to blend so it's not so harsh, but I don't really want it to just go away. So I'm actually just taking my blending bud, again, dampened, and I'm just kind of tapping it into place very lightly into my eye. You can see, already had a beer, Brianna. See, Amanda, you're not alone. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. 5 o'clock at the same location as it is for Brianna. What are you doing?
Getting my pop out of your car.
Oh, okay, have fun with that.
I don't know what's going on, but the cop just went flying by here with the mayor, and they're going out to
camp.
That truck.
Cool. Cool. All right, so I'm actually adding just a little bit more concealer right there because I feel like I brushed too much of it off. But you do want to be very careful with this, that you don't add too much stuff, because the concealer can build up very quickly and become very cakey. So you don't necessarily want to add a whole ton. My kids have been outside all day getting ridiculously muddy, and I'm inside cleaning. I'm mixing Sprite and Peach Crown as we speak. Amanda, yes, that's my kind of girl. My kids have been outside too. My dogs have been with them, and so they are currently walking around the house, just mudifying the house completely, and I just kind of said, forget it, just moving on. Okay, so you can see how that concealer really made a huge difference in brightening up my eyes. I'm actually going to go in with our Behold setting powder, and I'm actually going to lightly, if I can find a brush, folks, I'm gonna actually, when we were on our boat ride, we saw an abandoned truck, and so we called it in because we're not 100% sure that there wasn't a person in it, but I wasn't about to check it. Is that bad? So I'm dabbing that powder in there, just very, very finely, very lightly, and I did not have very much on my brush, but I'm actually going to dab it in there, and then I'm going to go back and brush it away as it kind of bakes a little bit into that concealer. So again, that was my Behold Touch setting powder, and you can also get that in the Kudos this month too. If you don't want the spray, you can get the powder. Both and both. Okay, so now we have that on. I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to show you how I use the brand new Younique Touch foundation stick. I personally grabbed this in like 3 or 4 shades darker than my normal foundation because I use it as a contour stick. So I'm actually, this is in satin. Again, I'm velour normally, and I'm using this in satin. So I'm actually going to go in, make my pretty duck face, and just do a little bit of that action right on my cheekbone. And I'm going to go in with, I like to use my powder concealer brush to do this. So I'm going to go in and I just kind of lightly circle it, just back and forth, kind of creating a contour right there. Now, I'm one that likes kind of a darker contour personally. And I'm actually going to brush it up into my hairline, around my forehead. I have a really large forehead, so I like to kind of bring some of that contour up into my forehead and kind of create a more defined area. Down into my chin line. And I'm actually going to go back in with my bronzer a little bit. The contour stick is a legit. I love it. It reminds me a lot of that duet that we used to have, Amanda, where it had the lighter and the darker on it. And so that's part of the reason why I really love it, is because I really liked our duet stick when we had it. So, it does work really well. And now I'm going in with my beachfront bronzer because along with that contour, I do like to give myself a little bit of bronze, a little bit of sparkle. So I'm kind of going in and contouring my face, my nose. And then I'm actually going to go back in with, and just add a little, shimmer and a little bronzer to that. Now, as you can see, it kind of got a little bit darker down here, but I'm actually going to go back in with my pressed powder. I have this in velour also. I'm actually going to go in with my big blush brush. And kind of just fill in. Voila! Voila, we're all concealed. Or all contoured, excuse me. I like to personally, yes, I have a duet, but need a darker shade. Right, my duet, and I still use my duet because I do have it still. My duet, this is what we're talking about, our duet stick. It is lighter on one end and darker on the other. We don't have this item anymore, but I love it. So this is the light shade. I probably could have went up to at least the medium, if not to the dark, because I do prefer a darker contour. So I'm right with you, Amanda, on that one. I like to add a little bit of pink back to my cheeks too after I contour. So I'm going to use our Moodstruck blusher. This one's actually in Seductive. I have to use the wet fingernails I have to open it. Now, these are highly, highly pigmented. And so when I say that, I just say be careful about how much you actually pull up on your brush, because you're not going to need a whole bunch. And I actually just start at my hairline and just kind of bring it down a little bit onto that jawline. I'm not necessarily even bringing it all the way, down. I'm just kind of bringing it onto my cheekbone and just kind of bringing some of that natural pink back in to that bronzer shade. And I'll kind of do the same thing up here. Just add a little pink. Voila. Okay, now we're gonna do brows. Okay, folks, I have to tell you. So brows have been my #1 struggle probably all of my adult life. When I started beauty school, waxing was the thing, okay? It was the thing to do. And I waxed my brows so much that they just stopped growing back. So that's why I have these fine ones. My mom told me the other day, do you shave your eyebrows? I said, no, Mom, I don't. They just don't exist. Thank you. Thank you for pointing out my insecurities. Okay, so I'm actually just going in with a clean spoolie. And I'm just kind of pushing those natural brows up and into shape. You know, I pounded all that foundation on my face, so my natural brows probably got a little smashed down. So I'm actually just kind of bringing them back up, kind of into shape. Perfect. Simple duties. Now I'm going to go in with my Brow Obsession palette. I actually have it in brunette because that is what my natural hair color is. And then I actually have our Brow Artist brush, and I love this brush. Oh my gosh, this brush has literally been life-changing when it comes to my brows. So it is double-ended. You have the angled end and then you have the flat end. So I'm actually going to go in with the angled end first, and I'm actually going to dap it in my shade #2. And I kind of bring it and just dap it into this gel over here, because the gel helps keep the powder in place, and it also helps helps it glide on a little bit easier. So where's my, folks, I charged my mirror and it's not here. Give me 2 seconds. I'm giving away this mirror this month too. This mirror has been amazing. It's lighted. It has an LED light on it. And so I'm giving it away check out my page for ways to win. So you have it already loaded. I'm actually gonna just do, actually, you know what? I might even go and cheat even more and jump into my compact because I can see it a little bit closer. Okay, so I'm gonna do it this way so that you can still see what I'm doing as I'm doing it in my mirror. So I'm starting right here at the base of my eyebrow, and I'm just gonna kind of slowly follow that natural brow line and just divining it a little bit. You want to get one of what, the lighted mirrors, Amanda? They're so awesome. I finally just talked myself into getting one because I wanted one for so long. Now on the top lid, I'm not actually going to go all the way over to the end because that's where you want to have that kind of the lighter color in there. So I'm just bringing this across my natural eyebrow line and going down and meeting it into that corner. Now, idealistically, this is where your eyebrow line should actually end, okay? Mine do not. That is why I do this. Okay, and then we're gonna go back in and we're just gonna finely blend that line together. Okay. Yeah, I gave one away 2 months ago. It's amazing. Like, I love it. I love it a lot. Okay, so now we did the and I'm gonna go back in with the other end, the square end, and I'm actually gonna pick up that lighter shade, shade number 1, and we're gonna kind of blend this in. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do, just slowly make defining marks, blending it in to that darker segment, creating a nice solid brow. Folks, I will talk through my lipstick, but for some reason I cannot talk through my brows. Voila. Now you're probably like, oh my gosh, that's pretty sharp. It's not done. I'm gonna go in with my cream shadow brush up here. A cream shadow brush. And I'm actually gonna pick up this nude tone on this brush, just a little bit on the end of the brush. And I'm going to just go in and I'm going to clean up this brow line and just make it very nice and taut and crisp. I like a nice crisp brow line. Makes them look nice and formal and official and nice. And then I'm actually going to just take my foundation brush and I'm going to just clean up that end part right there. Voila! There's my first brow. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Starting at the base of my brow and just following that natural lash line. Same thing at the top. Just following that natural lash line. Just filling it in with that darker shade. It really is so crazy to me how much of a difference it makes when you have your brows on. Like, I never was one to really put any effort into my brows, nothing. But like now that I have done them, I can't not do them. Okay, I'm gonna go back in and do the cleanup on this one. Anyone who's shooting me text messages and messages, even Facebook messages, We'll get back to you as soon as I get off of live, okay? As soon as I get off live. Just cleaning this up again. Okay, folks. What are you doing, Chase?
This actually then put onto this because I was looking for a year find this and I found it. It's on the scene.
Oh my goodness.
Onto my trailer.
Cool.
It
I was
says
literally looking in my mirror and not even paying attention to the fact that you couldn't see me on my phone.
and
Yikes. Folks,
this is
the
for
struggle
my
is real.
birthday cake for my birthday my John Deere birthday.
That was from your John Deere birthday?
Yeah, but all my trucks are. They have 2 John Deere birthdays.
You're gonna have 2 John Deere birthdays?
Yeah, one at play place, and one, and they have
You're gonna have a bunch of birthdays?
Yeah, but that's John
Wait till you get
Deere's.
older. You won't want as many birthdays. Okay, so my brows are done. I actually do go back in with another spoolie, and I just kind of re-push those natural brows up into place. Very simple. Can you go let Marshall in? He's barking at the door.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that just makes them a little bit more natural looking with the brushes. My Lanta. Can you hear my kids screaming at the Xbox? I don't know how people play with them because I get annoyed with them and they're just in my house. Okay. Brows are done. Woohoo! Moving on. Because I chose to do a bolder lip today, I'm not going to do a whole heck of a lot on my eyes. I'm going to do a very natural eye look. I am going to I'm going to go over here to my handy dandy palette, and I'm going to do, I'm actually going to turn that. All right. I'm going to take my, yikes. Folks, I think it's brush cleaning day. I'm actually going to go in with Optimistic. It's like a shimmery, pale, whitey cream color. I'm going to take a little bit of it. And I'm going to just, actually, you know what? Just a second. I got ahead of myself. Eye primer. Eye primer, eye primer, eye primer. Our pressed powders do have our eye primer already built in them, but I do like to still go ahead and put a base on my eye because I still think it gives it that added bonus of holding it in place. It doesn't crease and it keeps the color nice and vibrant. So we are going to go back in, like I said, with Optimistic. And I'm actually going to just brush it around all the way up into that brow line. I like a full look on my eye. I'm a metallic shimmery person. Do you guys prefer matte? Do you prefer shimmer? What do you guys do? Do you gravitate towards one or the other? I feel like even when I do a matte shade, I always end up covering it with some form of a shimmer one way or another. I just can't help it. Okay. So I just put Optimistic on my whole eyelid, and that just gives me a nice, very basic shimmer. Now, because I am, like I said, I am going to do a vibrant lip, I'm actually not going to do a whole heck of a lot on my eye. I think I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to add just a smidgen of Discreet, which is a pale peachy color. I'm actually going to add just a little bit of that across the eyelid a little bit to give it just a little bit of shade. Not too much. As you can see, we're still not doing a whole bunch of color. And I'm doing that on purpose because I am going to do a bold lip. And I don't necessarily want to have a whole bunch going on in my face. I feel like if I have a bold lip, I really don't do a lot with my eye because I don't want to look like I've got too much going on. So we did Optimistic and Discreet, so we're going with the very light eyeshadow shade today. I'm going to go now back in with my Black Perfect pencil liner. I love this stuff. It is my go-to. I use it all the time. You guys are going to see me put on my eyeliner funny. I pull my eyelid. I just put it right there, a tight line of it across my eyelid, right at the base by my lashes. Now see, this is going to still give me a little bit of a bold eye look, even though I didn't use a whole ton of eyeshadow. I'm going to bring it over here on this one. Again, we're kind of keeping our eyes pretty basic today because we're doing a bold lip. I'm just pushing this right at the base of my eyelid, right at my lash line. Just making it nice and crisp right there. I'm actually going to bring it down just a little bit into the corner of the base of the bottom lash. I don't usually use a lot of liner on my bottom, but I'm bringing it down into that corner a little bit just to give my eyes a little bit of dimension since we aren't doing an overly large amount of eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go in with my Epic black mascara. I do a little bit on the top, like a 1 or 2 swoops. And then I go back and I start kind of lash or root to tip, bringing it out. Really feathering those lashes out like I want them to be. Piecing them out. And what have you. All right. And you want to twist your tube when you're putting mascara on and not pump it because you don't want that bacteria to get in there. So again, just root to tip. I kind of like blink my lashes through the wand a little bit. And just kind of touching those ones over in there in the corner, touching my face because clearly that's how you put mascara on. You put it on your eyelid, your nose, you put it on your whole body, okay? That's how mascara goes. And then in the end, your lashes look amazing and you go back and clean up the rest. It's all collateral damage. I'm doing 2 coats. I like 2 coats of Epic. You can always go in with 1 coat will definitely do it, but I personally like overly dramatized lashes. Like the more dramatized my lashes are, the feistier I am. So everybody that just heard me say that is like, well, that explains it. Ha! I have no idea. My husband and I went into Gretna this morning. We were trying to check the waters, which joke's on us. We couldn't get anywhere to see the water, but we went to McDonald's and like everything he was doing was driving me crazy this morning. Okay, everything. And he just kept saying, man, I forgot this. Man, I forgot this. Man, I forgot this. And I was like, well, aren't you just a hot mess? He's like, man, you're really feisty this morning. I was like, I haven't had my coffee. Like, as if that justifies me being a total snot to him all day. But, so then after I had my coffee, he's like, what's the reasoning now? I don't know yet. I haven't decided on the excuse for this one yet. The bottom lashes, I kind of just tap and touch them. I don't really necessarily do much of, like, layering on them. But see, so our eyes are still kind of, they're still pretty, like, dramatic for not having a whole heck of a lot, of eyeshadow on. Oh, my functioning, I'm telling you. Okay, because we did choose a brighter lipstick, I'm actually going to go ahead and line my lips. I don't always. I will tell you, I am one of the lazy people that doesn't always line my lips. I'm going to go in with my exfoliator, my sugar exfoliator first, my lip exfoliator. And put just a nice little layer on. Because since I am using a very bold lipstick, I want to make sure that my lips are kind of primed before I put it on. So now I'm just going to kind of wipe that off. I'm going to go in with pouty lip liner. because I feel like it's gonna blend okay. If you over define your lips, over define them in the middle only. If you do your whole lip, you're gonna end up looking like you got some collagen in there, and then you're gonna be walking around like this all day. Okay, I don't have to worry about that. My lips are huge, so. All right, so we're just lining that lip. It's funny because I have my laptop like right over here, and it's a little bit delayed on the video, and so I can see my hands moving on my video over here, and I'm like, I'm not doing that right now. All right. All right. You don't necessarily want a harsh line, so I kind of just tap this around the line I made into my lip so that it doesn't necessarily give me like a really sharp lip line. Stoic 1. So we're going to go in. Isn't that a pretty color? I love this color. I'm going to tell you, it doesn't necessarily do itself justice. I'm actually going to take a little bit. I'm actually going to clean a little bit of that tip off because it is dark. So I just start at the middle and work my way out. Woo! Folks, I'm not gonna lie, I love this shade. This is like one of my favorite shades. Get it so it doesn't go on your teeth. Good thing I have all this laundry over here that I need to fold so that I have something to wipe my finger off with. Now I'm gonna go back in. You guys, the struggle is real. Now I've seen people go back in with the Behold touch powder and do a little bit of this. Very, very fine. Because that holds your lipstick in place. Voila! What do you guys think? Do you like the dark Stoic shade? I enjoy it. Here, let's pull this. We'll pull our hair down a little bit as if we'll add some fluff to it. One of the many pros to having short hair is having the ability to do exactly what I just did and make it look like you did it on purpose. Okay. So that's it. That's the final look. What do you guys think? Are you guys happy with your lip choice from today? I love it. Thank you for joining me on Sassy Saturday. If you're checking in on replay, say hashtag replay, say hi. I'd love to know that you're joining me. Oh, I forgot one step. So we did our Behold setting spray. We're going to take it and then we just spray our face. That dry. Ah. And that's not going anywhere for the rest of the day, okay? All right. Thanks for joining me, ladies. Bye.